The Joe Rogan Experience.
I almost killed my cousin like that. 2 times I've watched people almost die on drugs that I was with. The one that scared me was my cousin. We found out my cousin Timmy is he's allergic to. It's got to be THC. He's allergic to weed. It just destroys. I mean, like that will fucking turn him gray. And
really?
So this is what we didn't know. So his younger sister had she was turning 19, I think it was. And I'm living with them at the time. My grandmother just passed away, and I don't have a place to stay. And her sister, my Aunt Marguerite, took me in. And I'm living with them, and my cousin Jennifer's like, I'm having a birthday party tonight at the house. The girls are all going to come back here, right? So we get some good weed from Oregon. It was rare to get good fucking bud from the West Coast in the early, like the 90s regularly. And you always got, we called it practice weed. That's what we always fucking got. But this shit came, and I rolled one. Oh, it was beautiful. It just had a pencil point to it while we're smoking it. And I was like, it's February. It's so fucking cold, that bone chill cold. I'm like, let's go sit in my car, and we'll smoke this joint. I had a 1990 Honda Civic with original rims, bro. We're in there fucking smoking. We're listening to Hendrix. And he takes one hit, and he goes, let me have one more. I'm like, you shouldn't. You remember that? He's like, let me have one. I'm like, this is really strong weed. He's like, let me have one more. He hits one more. So we get out of the car, and he's like just standing up, and he's got his hand. He looks like he just stole second. He's got his hands on his knees. He's breathing heavy and shit. He's like, I'm like, are you all right? No. I'm like, let's go get back inside. And I'm walking down the driveway, and I remember visually seeing that gust of wind come around the corner of the house and just plant itself in my fucking chest. So I get the fucking shakes. It's like 2 degrees outside. I'm like, We go in the house, and we're just start throwing thermals and shit on. And as I'm doing it, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, hey, man, you don't look so good, dude. He's like, he's touching himself in the mirror. He's turning gray. He starts sweating raw. He's like, I don't fucking feel good. I'm like, go upstairs and get some water right now. And it progressed so quickly, and he looked like shit so bad that I'm over in the mirror looking at myself. I'm like, I'm okay, I'm fine. I go out to come tell my cousin, his sister, what happens. And there's a fireplace, fire's going. I'm sitting next to her, and we're just warming up. And I'm like, he goes, what? She goes, what the fuck's my brother over there? I go, we just went out in the car. We got high, and he's fucking freaking out. She goes, well, there's 19 girls here, and 17 of us are tripping on acid right now. I go, what?
Oh, my God.
There's 2 girls scared of the other group locked in the bathroom, okay? He comes back down the stairs, and he's battling for life at this point. He's trying to get in the bathroom. They think it's the girls on acid, so they're not letting anyone in. He just turns around, and at the time, we're watching. I'm like, look at him now. And he just takes 2 steps, and he stands erect and just rocks back and goes face forward into the banister. It cracks, busts his face open. He lays on the ground. He starts having like a little seizure. I'm like, oh my, and I'm where you are. I'm like, oh my God, I just fucking killed him. Friday had just come out. My cousin on point jumps on top of him and is like, you got knocked the fuck out. They all start laughing. I'm like, by the way, my aunt and uncle, they're asleep upstairs.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh my God, his eyes are rolling back in his head. This one girl grabs the fucking phone to call 911. She hits 9. She hits 1. I already got his head tilted. I'm ready to go. I'm very good in controlled chaos, and I'm about to fucking put my mouth. I can't believe I got to get my cousin. And they're all laughing. They're on acid. They think it's hilarious. I go to we're about this close, and he goes, get the fuck off me. And I was like, don't hit one. I was like, oh God. I go, what the fuck happened? He goes, I was locked inside myself. I heard everything you said. I couldn't respond though. I heard everything, right? I was stuck inside myself. He had come out. Now his teeth are through his lip here because he's hit the banister, and the chicks on acid now see the blood, and now they start freaking the fuck out. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, you got to take me to the hospital.
17 girls on acid.
17 girls of 19.
Oh my
I'm like, I'm not taking you to the hospital. We can't go to the hospital and tell them we've got a bunch of kids on acid and all. And I was like, you just got to suck it up and tough it out. So he waited till the morning, then got my uncle because it just busted his lip all up. And he was like, I just tripped down the steps and hit the banister. But that was the second time that we almost killed his ass. He did a gravity bong one time out of the kitchen sink. I really thought he was going to die. I'm like, why would you ever touch weed again?